In this video, I completed my HAZBIN Hotel episodes tier list. This was super fun, and I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, once again, thank you to me from the future for that lovely intro. We better get into it. Alright, welcome back to the HAZBIN Hotel episode analysis thing. I don't really know what it is. It's a ranking, it's an analysis, it's both. Let's just do the first episode that we didn't get to last time. Dad beat Dad. Now, I don't know if it's just me being an Alistair sucker and also, like, really liking Lucifer, but I'm putting it up there. I'm gonna do that. Let's just get straight to the episode. Okay, hello, hotel. We start with Charlie having a bit of a breakdown. There isn't much to say. This is just kind of funny in a very confusing way. And then, yeah, just ignore that. That just happens sometimes. But it is kind of cool to see more of that demon form. And I don't really think I said it last time in Masquerade. But that's also cool to see it, like, up close. That was pretty decent. More of this Charlie Vaggy bonding, just only for a few seconds talking. But for the whole time that they're on the phone with Lucifer, they are, like, holding hands and, like, very much so. I'll try and get it up here. Let me just explain it. You see the whole time that Vaggy's very interested in... Move out the way, buddy. We're not to you yet. She's very interested in what Charlie's doing, which is just more background showing the relationship. You know, the only reason I'm trying to make this a big thing, if that makes sense, is because a lot of people have criticisms with it. So every time I do see it on screen, I'm going to point it out just for those people. But otherwise, it doesn't really add much to the episode. Just get that out there for the people who don't think that there was enough of it in the season. But yeah, we're going to get to the main event, which is quite obviously the guy. But before he shows up, we kind of see how Husk has a bit of a... I like his cup. He also has a bit of a line where he... You
got daddy issues?
So Husk is like, you got daddy issues. And then immediately, us in the audience were like, yeah, that makes sense. Even from the first episode, that makes a lot of sense. Even though it's kind of 2 minutes in, only 2 minutes that you get of this. But obviously doing that thing where I said last episode where you can pause it every few minutes, that's pretty cool. But you already get this sort of leading up to it, especially with the scene that shows up with him in a minute. It just shows this kind of very large view of Lucifer being, well, he doesn't talk to his daughter, what's up with that? I want to know about that. And then when he shows up for the first few seconds and that kind of anticipation is growing, it frames him obviously very deliberately as quite a powerful dude. But yeah, it's just cool to see how they build up to that in the first 2 minutes.
The ultimate bad boy.
What the hell is a problem with a bad boy? Why does she always talk about it? We don't know. We probably won't ever know, to be fair. It's probably just a little shtick that they're putting in. No real reason behind it. Maybe it's just there.
I bet he's scary.
So Nifty says, I bet he's scary. And that kind of leads into this scene now where it makes us also, you know, we get to see more of Charlie and stuff like that. But for another kind of episode, maybe a Charlie analysis, I don't know. But just that simple line from Nifty of all characters leads into this scene. You wouldn't really think if that was just the line that was left in, like the ultimate bad boy, bet he's scary. If you're just like, oh, that's Nifty. But when this shows up right afterwards, you're like, maybe there's some truth to what she's saying. Maybe he is this big bad guy. It's building up. It's happening. Boom! I don't know how to comment on this other than, damn, this guy's depressed, get him some friends. But his introduction overall is phenomenal, really, isn't it? You couldn't have done it any other way to introduce such a character as if you were to put that on the drawing board and say, here's how Lucifer's gonna act, his mannerisms are gonna be, what he's gonna be like. There's no other way, there's no better way you could present it as this. A sinister opening, and then magic tactical backflipping rubber duck, right?
That spits fire!
Oh, sorry, I forgot. He spits fire, just to let you guys know. Also, as well how it ties into the song later on, there's this duck obsession. You can already tell by the mounds in the room of ducks, but even later on when you see it in the song, it solidifies that he's had this duck obsession for a long time. He's not been building these ducks up ever since he started having this serious depression spree. He's loved ducks since heaven. This hasn't been an endeavor that he's got involved with while he's been sad and lonely. He's wanted to do something about ducks for a while, or duck-like creatures. Also, his room in general, there's a lot to point out here. There could probably be a 10-minute video someone's made about analyzing Lucifer's room for some quick ad rev, but yeah, I'm not gonna go about it.
Oh god, who am I kidding? This sucks.
And you can immediately notice he talks to himself a lot, which is obviously a sign of depressive state. Obviously, not talking to yourself isn't a bad thing. In this manner, yes, it is kind of a way to cope. You just see when he hits that picture, he's like, he does want to see his daughter, man. He's not all like that. He just doesn't know how to reach out. Obviously, we learn that he hasn't really spoke to her as she was growing up. He gets so nervous. I think that's what carries the episode, is this part, really, at the start. Because immediately in the first 2 minutes, you're already hooked into this character. There's no clicking off now. Even without him, you probably wouldn't have clicked off, but there's definitely solidified no more clicking off after this. Because this guy's cool, and you instantly like him because of how much of a loser he is. He used to speak with Husk, and he's just kind of talking to himself again, trying to make things sound cool and sound like, oh yeah, I'm just so busy, you know, I've not been able to speak to you. He's genuinely trying his best to try and seem like someone he's not. He's trying to pretend everything's all right, which is depression, right? Depression 101, trying to make everything seem like it's okay. Nope, definitely not for this man.
No, that's not good.
And he's just doubting himself every time. Like, as much as he tries, should I say this? No. Should I say this? No. Instead, he's out loud speaking to himself. And his reaction to that, he's already speaking to himself. But then after that, adding on the fact, he's like, this sucks. I suck. Like, why am I saying this? This is so stupid. It's the complete opposite of the average reaction of someone who doesn't have such a mental issue. The average non-depressed person would probably just think it over in the head and not be so harsh. I'm just going to say stuff. I don't need to clarify everything that I say. It's quite obvious I'm not being malicious here. But it just shows how different he is from how you would assume him to be, which is what makes this character great, because it's a juxtaposition from all of the negative stigmas around him, because he's just complete goofball. Nostrils. It's hilarious, isn't it? It's just so funny. Nostrils. Whatever, man.
Hey, bitch!
I'm not gonna laugh at that for ages. Maybe I will after it for ages. Yeah, give me a second. Anyway, what was I saying? He went through all of these different scenarios in his head, and this is the one that he came out with. He thought about different ones to begin with, dropped all of them, and then instead of thinking of a final one, he didn't even select one to say. He just thought of one on the spot. All that preparation and beating himself down and be like, no, this isn't good enough. All for an improvised, arguably, yeah, terrible reaction. Just shows who he is, man. This is Lucifer. This is what he's been up to all these years.
Hi, Dad.
And then you can see the support. I'm not going to go back, but you can see the support from Vaggy there, just kind of the thumbs up. Just pointing it out for all you haters. Yeah, he does not know how to talk. He does not know how to talk to people. He's not got a clue. This is why he's been making rubber ducks all these years. He's probably talking to the rubber ducks, hasn't he? I think he was doing, as he was walking over, talking to himself. He was talking to the rubber duck. It's so confusing, but it is what it is. Let's just assess the situation here, right? Charlie's confused, and she gets a bit angry in a minute because he doesn't know everything. He's not remembered stuff, which even he's trying to connect with his daughter. And the way that he's doing it is terrible, because when he does get to speak to her, he's not even remembering what she said. I mean, that's your own fault, buddy. But everyone else, Vaggy trying to keep that smile, but everyone else is just so confused and just waiting for like a good reaction. Nifty smiles at everything. Alistair's probably, where the hell was he anyway? Probably still asleep, lying in. I like Pentress's little, it took me a while when I was watching it, and then I paused. I was like, what the hell is Pentress doing? Like, I thought it was an optical illusion. He's just sitting, leaning back on the couch. And it took me way too long to realize that. Yeah, his stature, he's kind of leant over on the couch there. Everyone's just so confused.
You have?
Oh, that little voice crack from the voice actor, that's amazing. The acting, that was a purposeful voice crack as well, just to kind of make him seem more on edge and nervous. He's really struggling. He's really trying to, yeah, here it is. Similar reactions. Nifty's still smiling. Vaggy's got a completely different expression. I was hoping, come on, please. Eyes shaking as well. This is where he's trying to play it off cool. He kind of looks at, I won't go back because I have to skip 10 seconds, but he starts looking at the picture as he's saying out like, you're busy with, looks at the picture. Important things, kicks a duck. I actually really like this scene, just in general, like the camera, where it's put. I just like the fact that they put a camera here. It's very unique. It's not always facing the characters, you know. The character who's in frame, you're supposed to be looking at, is being obstructed by Angel here, who's a secondary character in this scene, so I just like it. And he's trying to make it, eventually he's like, this is not working, but Angel's trying to be really supportive. Thanks for caring about me. He's like, I might as well care about you now. He's trying to be supportive, even though he definitely knows it's not gonna work. What the hell? Why has that duck got so many eyes? There's probably so many references in these ducks. They're all like different people, maybe.
Scrambles the brain.
Ha, liar. What a lie. He doesn't even have a TV. That's not the reason. He just forgot. He just doesn't know how to work one because he's too depressed making ducks. How does he even sit down and eat? He doesn't eat, does he? He probably walks around his room eating because he can't sit down because of all the ducks. There's a duck on the chair anyway. Oh, more hope. He's fed up now. What face is that, Nifty? Same expression, fed up. What's going on? A bit more hope. Like, yeah, we get in there. And the frustration. I mean, nothing much has changed there except from Nifty's expression and Husk taking a sip. Anyway, we need to kind of move past this a little bit. There's not much to say apart from, can't go back. Why? I have to go back 10 seconds to look at the scene.
No. That's,
He's so not interested. I mean, he's interested. He's just scared to talk because of how Heaven treated him. We learn later in the episode. He's so scared to potentially inflict that pain onto his daughter indirectly. So he's kind of on edge there. Instantly on the defensive, like, no, you're not doing that. Definitely not. Very much frustration. Even bigger smile from Nifty as well. Just love it. Husk is so confused. There is nothing behind those eyes right now. His mind is in another dimension. And you know what? Same, buddy, same. Oh, Benches. I didn't even know that happened. That's so cute. Okay. Oh, dude. Oh, look at him. Haters, no comment. That's it. Loving this right now. Really, really loving this scene, guys. She's so upset with him. Look at Benches. He's trying to avoid the question and the answer by being like,
fighting me over?
he's using it as an excuse to kind of get, I mean, genuinely excited to go over, even though they weren't really invited. Kind of like oh, come see what I'm doing. It's not an actual invitation, genuine, do you want to come around? It's not really like that, but he's taking it like that. He answered that phone call, hoping, deep in his heart, all he wanted in his heart was to, in his head, he was like, I'm going to listen, see what she has to say, but in his heart, he's like, I want to go and see her, and this is where it gets to. Take that, depression. Depression. It's solidified. We know now. It's in stone. Oh, and yeah, the coffee's gone. Nifty's on the floor again. Pensius is he's getting that little warlord in, and I'm pretty sure Angel's pretty shocked. That's shock to disappointment. That's shock. That's, I've been waiting for this my whole life. And then that's just complete blasphemy. Not even blasphemy. Blasphemy is not the right word there. I'm just going to keep it. There's some more of that military stuff. She doesn't know how to act, does she really, Vaggie? She's not really found, I don't think she's found herself. In the way that I see it in my head is she's come down from heaven, and she never had individuality in heaven. She was an exorcist, exterminator, so she was very much a number one on the leaderboard of numbers. She was number one out of the possibly millions of exorcists. So at the end of the day, she's always just been a number. So coming down and having her own personality, she's like, well, what's the only thing I know how to do? And it's like just boss people about because I was the top dog up in heaven, like a loot, if you could say it. She was a loot. It's just funny to see the smear as well of Nifty. Just like she's got on all fours. Oh, here he is. You woke up, didn't you? Come on, that Angel wrote that. Yes, sir. Wake up. What are you doing, buddy? He's preparing himself for absolutely nothing. Where is that makeup going? Your complete fur. There's no skin to put makeup on. I've been sat out here for an entire hour waiting for you to open the door. Hey, everyone. Boom. Instant. So comfortable. We'll get to that. Let him twitch for a little minute. He is so happy. Look at him. He's so happy. I'm just kind of, she's out of breath. Yes. It has been hotel. What is Nifty doing? Angel's so confused, trying to act natural. Pensius is actually... Look at us. This is hilarious. Egg boys are stupid. They've not got a clue. Genuinely excited to meet someone who, I say, Your Majesty. He's so excited to see him because he wants to learn from him. I think that's Pensius' thing, but he doesn't know how to go about it. Angel's just trying to act like he's definitely not in a certain industry that he might not approve of. Nifty's chilling, and Husky's biggest smile on his face ever. He got that owl smile on right now. He likes cats. It's quite clear here as well that he has a connection to these three. Maybe he was the one who gave the animals to her. I think he would have given Razzle and Dazzle because the sacrificial lamb in the last episode, and that led to him coming. I think Kiki's probably a Lilith present, but they were together at the time, so you could say that he would know Kiki. Look at him. He's so focused at all times on Lucifer. And it's like, do not let my eyes off him. And very much confusion. What, Charlie? Why are you so confused? He's literally just saying hello. I think that's played off as jokes. There's no big, I mean, they're smiling. He's just like, you better be. No motivations behind that one. I need to skip ahead a little bit, don't I? He gets to comment on the hotel. Lovely to see him interact with whoever. What in the unholy hell is that? I love the animation. Like, what in the unholy hell is that? Oh, this guy spawns in. God, who is this guy, man? Alistair. What was Nifty's smile? Look at that smile. Lovely. Pretty much everyone else, especially Husk in the background, just then, he was not interested. They're very confused at the moment. Angel's kind of playing it off, but before, Husk was just following him with his eyes, just like, come on, not this again, man. Very daring of you, Al. Shirking. And I think this is also worthy noting, because not many people knew that he was the host of the hotel. I'm just analyzing this episode, and I'm not really going through and rating it for the thing. I just love the episode, guys. Radio broadcast. Lucifer, you absolute knee-slapping champion. This is funny to pop in.
Fuck you.
Especially for his first proper swear. Or, I don't know, what do you say in America? Cussing? First ever time doing that. It was very well delivered. And I instantly, not many people realized that was his first time of swearing because of how many times people swear in the show. Alistair fan here did notice. Hi guys, put my hand up. That was me. I was that guy who was like, first time swearing is so funny. Anyway, Master Manipulator jumps in now, doesn't he? He's like, those bizarre requests right on my shoulders. Excuse me, what are you doing? Wow, that was a sadistic smile, wasn't it? Look at that smile. That was pretty scary in a way. Basically, Al tries to just get on a good side, just like, oh, I've never seen this from Alistair before. Oh, he must really like me. No. No. Especially with the touching as well, he's very much trying to get close into that zone of being that father figure. I think that's also what's bumping the episode up, is just the dynamic between Lucifer and Alistair, and also Alistair delving into him and how he's trying to just play everyone for a fool. We meet everyone. There's the confirmation everyone freaked out about. I just don't have the energy. I've just screamed at Alistair for ages. I just don't. But yeah, very well. Go on.
You like girls? Yes, so do I. We have so much in common.
I think Lucifer is really trying to play it cool here and just try and relate to her as much as possible. That's why he jumps in and goes like, oh yeah, me too. It's just trying to use humor to get more into that comfort zone sort of thing, get into her comfort zone and try and add himself to her circle of family that she has at the moment, which her family really only extends to this hotel at this point, really. She calls everyone family. She's like, these sinners are my family, but overall, Lucifer's been kind of pushed out over the years as they've seen less of each other, so he's trying to get back into that circle by being relatable in any way he can, which isn't the right way, by the way. He's just trying to show as much appreciation as possible. That's why he hugs her really tight, and he's trying to prove to Charlie that he's interested in what she's got going on. She's interested in the person that she cares about, and showing care to that person is validation there. Well, if I'm nice to someone who Charlie really, loves this person, if I show love to them and I show care to them, I can get to Charlie, kind of thing. It makes Charlie think, oh, my dad's, really nice. Maybe we could be close again. And also the kind of checking for the halo that everyone was talking about. That's another video. I don't have the energy. But I like this little interaction as well. Not many people notice this. Pensions are trying to cover those cookies, and then Angel is trying to get him, and he's like, no, you will never get it. You'll never get it. You'll never get it, buddy. And then he pops up to go, your majesty. Nifty, bro. Nifty, stop it. And then he sneaks on. What even are those? Just cookies with, like, filling in the middle? Husk is completely, he knows how to play it cool. He's completely dropped that smile he had at the start. There's none of that anymore. Anyway, jump us into the song. Can't talk about it right now. Don't really want to. That's a songs ranking video. Go away, guys. Mimsy. Hello, Mimsy. I think I'll just skim over this. I'm not going to analyze through Mimsy. I'm just going to say it's cool to know that Alistair has friends, and it just expands Alistair's character more and also introduces new characters. That's why I like this episode as well. And to see him be affectionate with another character as much as embrace them, that's good. Look at his genuine smile. Loving it. Yeah, we get to see more manipulation, and overall, the reason I really like this episode is to see everyone talks. Everyone's interacting. There's a whole new introduction sequence for Lucifer, so there's overall so much development as to just seeing more of the characters, just developing them as characters, and also just seeing them how they act with each other, and seeing these two have histories good. And now the big moment that I really just want to talk about in its own video, even if it's just a short video, is Alistair's backstory. I just really want to come back at another day when I have so much energy for it. I'm going to build up some energy, and I'm going to come back guns flaring. So excited to talk about it. I'll skip over it for the time being though, but it's just so good. Oh dude, no comment. This is also cool. I will talk about this a little bit. There's obviously some history between Mimsy. She's got a history of doing stuff. Even Husk knows it, so it must be recent news, because Husk hasn't been here for ages, maybe only 100 or so years, because he died later than Angel, just at an older age. You also get to see how Alistair treats Husk very much as a pet, which I don't approve of, Al. As much as I like you, stop it, please. You know how many dubs that I've made that haven't been released yet that used this clip? It's just such a good clip to show them to interact. Just any Husk clip of Husk speaking, or any clip of Al speaking, is most likely taken from this scene. You get to see this bit now. This is big reveal time.
For someone who's also on a leash.
Boom! Instant bad reaction. Smile stays high and wide though. Loving it. There it goes. And it's kind of a sort of fed up reaction to this. And then the fear settles in. He realizes just a few seconds after, even just like a second and a half. Oh no. What have I just got myself into? Oh, he's so cool. Jeez, man. Come on. God, this is why it's top 3. This is why it's top 3. I love it. Absolutely love it. Alistair is just so unapologetically OP, and we love it. And he just plays it off like it's nothing. Development. I actually genuinely want to go over a bit of this bit, but low on time, guys. Low on time, but I love it. I love it so much. Just the way that they talk, it just shows how far gone Lucifer is. So much so that he forgot how to speak properly and how to approach people. I know he's trying to lay it straight and get it out of the way, say it how it is, but it's just not the way to go about it, and it just shows how much he's not been around people, that he doesn't know social cues and stuff. But really, it all comes from a place of love, just in the wrong, even though it doesn't matter what the motivations were behind it, it's the way that it's executed and the way that he says it, because what he says is concrete, right? It doesn't matter if he's doing a metaphor or whatever, he still said those words, and they can be interpreted any way that they want to be interpreted. It's crazy that these guys managed to shake the whole hotel. That Spanish comes out. Lovely, loving it. The 50 grand thing is also very much a coincidence. Just want to lay that down. Nifty's chilling. And you just see Lucifer so unapologetically not caring. He's just laying it how it is again, like he did on that balcony, in the wrong way. The way that he shouldn't be doing. Oh, here it is. It's time I remind everyone why I am here. Oh, dude. I don't want to show the whole clip, but just know your boy was freaking the hell out at this, especially you get that bit of a teaser with him ripping people apart and hitting stuff, and then the main event comes out. Lovely. Absolutely amazing. You just see Lucifer very much doing exactly what he's been doing this whole past 5 minutes, just laying it how it is in the wrong way, wrong execution, just making everyone pretty upset. And you get Alistair putting his foot down as well, which I really like. Overall, adding to the episode's likeness, seeing how, looking back at it all as one, there's so much gone on, but it's so easy to understand. I feel like this episode felt like the longest. Apart from the first episode, I found Dad Beat Dad to be the longest feeling episode for me personally. Even though it was all in the same place, I think that's what made it so long, because the scenery wasn't so much has to change as much as it did. It was all in the same location. Whereas when you're jumping from different spaces, especially in episode 6, where you're jumping from being in a hotel to being in a hotel room in heaven, exploring heaven, going out, seeing these different characters, courtroom bar, courtroom bar, courtroom bar, and then we end on courtroom, and then we're just back onto another episode. That's what makes it more jarring, whereas this episode feels a lot longer to me, which is what I like. I like long episodes. Epic song, can't go over it right now. Oh my god, it was actually so long. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go over this part of the story in a song review, or else the video won't be long enough. That's pretty much the end of the episode. They just reconcile, and then a bit of that vaggy tease, like
in spirit, right?
In heaven. Oh, I'm so excited for this. That's what I love about this episode. That's what cements it in the epic. I need a different word for cement, but very much puts it, solidifies in the epic of all epics tier. All right, welcome to heaven. You should be here. Welcome to heaven. I'm gonna put that. Hear me out, guys. It's not a nah. It's not a mid. It's a good episode. Honestly, a good episode. I think the only reason, because I'm ranking it's the episode more than the songs. The songs are still present, but it's more of the episode. It doesn't really hold as much as Dad Beat Dad does with all its dialogue, and Radio Kill the Video Star with all of its introductions, and Masquerade with all of its development. So there we go. Now that's out of the way, let's go and review a bit of it. Boom, we're in. Hello. You two guys are bonding. Haters, watch this scene. Go back and watch it on the show. This is probably the longest scene they've had, talking back and forth with each other, and it's honestly super sweet. I've been so focused on the Charlie and Vaggy haters that I've forgotten what other haters there are. There's haters for Angel. There's haters for Husk not being developed. There's probably haters for Nick. There's haters for everything, but the main people that I want to apply to here, because my channel is a place free of hate, so the way that I want to go ahead is to be positive about the things that are very much easy to talk about. Like Charlie and Vaggy's relationship is easier to talk about than Husk's overall development, because that's more of an overall thing, whereas in Charlie and Vaggy's relationship I can point out certain things as I'm going, whereas I can't really point out Husk's development as I'm going. And also Angel's is a bit too dark for me to go through. Like I said, there was that video that I posted last time, and I put a little link in. I'm gonna pop it up here again as well for some therapist analysis, and if you want to see more of that, there's also one on each and every other character. There's one on Alice, there's one on Husk, so go on that person's channel. You gotta love it. Here we go. Husk is, I didn't really know, I just saw this. Husk is chilling in the back. He's slurping. Oh god, Jesus. I forgot she pops up. Possibly the carrier of the episode for me, because she's been reintroduced from the pilot, so seeing her back again was such a breath of fresh air. Especially from last episode, seeing Mimsy. Also, adding another character this episode, I feel like was essential for me personally, because I like seeing the characters come back. I'm like, when is Cherry coming back? And here she is. I like the way that she acts, but I also think there is a bit of a difference from the pilot and stuff, because she's not really comforting Angel. It is what it is. I like Cherry's entrance. Yeah, a bit of talking, maybe a bit of a boring bit here, but you know what? Positivity is better than negativity. So give them money, send them off. We're going to heaven. Get to see a heaven portal, loving it. He has a little crush on Cherry, so I'm gonna just let him do their own thing. But then we also see Vaggy's instant reaction to heaven, which is, I'm so excited. Wow, so excited. So excited for this. I think I'm the only guy who likes St. Peter a little bit. He's got the most genuine smile, but also sometimes there's a bit of that, you know, are you sure you're in the right place? He tries to keep a smile all the time, but most of the time it's genuine, unlike somebody where I think it's a bit of an opposite of Al, really, isn't it? Al's more red, whereas St. Peter is more yellows and blues, which is a very much juxtaposition from red and blue and yellow, which aren't really connected. Yeah, the more that I look at St. Peter, the more he parallels Alistair in a way. The colors, the way that Al smiles 90% of the time not genuinely, and it's a minority of the time when he's genuine with the smiles, whereas St. Peter is 90% genuine and 10% a bit of an acting smile. So, you know what? That's the weirdest connection I've ever seen, especially in the show where there are so many weird things happening. But the shock when they see Lucifer's pretty cool, Lucifer's name. And then possibly one of the best characters. You know what? She's probably the best character. There's so many arguments. Emily's just so sweet, isn't she? She's just the best. She's just so genuine. That kind of smile is unforeseen for many. Not many people witness such a smile from a person. And it's also really good to see Heaven. Just especially all the effort that went into these character designs. Just in the back. See how small that character is. Wow, look at them all. I love how also I think they've let some of the artists as well. They do this at Hell of a Boss. They let the artists put their little OCs or kind of, you know, original characters in there just to flesh out the world and make it seem more alive. Even that little person, this guy then, when he was in a smaller view, he had a walking cycle. No one's looking at him. I didn't even know he walked across the screen when I first watched it. I also didn't notice. I knew this was Molly, right? I didn't know she had double the legs. Definitely Angel's sister. People were like, is that Molly, Angel's sister? Yes. Are you kidding me? You tell me she also has extra legs. Does she have extra legs? You know what? Angel has extra arms. It's just the complete opposite. I think that's also pretty cool. You know what would be cool? Obviously, it's not going to happen because it's the character of Molly. It's completely different. But it'd be cool if Molly was so alike in Angel as in personality-wise, but where Angel is more feminine, it would be like Molly's more masculine and has longish hair. Obviously, Angel has long tuft of hair, but this is long hair and has the 4 legs instead of the 4 arms. But obviously, I'm not going to tell him how to write the character. But in my mind, when I would think of Angel's sister, I'd think of someone who's completely different, yet in personality, they're just the same. I also just realized that I'm going through a song, but also I'll ignore it. Adam, you know what, buddy? How's it going? How's it going, Adam? Luke's face was a bit jarring at the start. Why has she got yellow eyes? Not even gonna ask. That looks like a snake. Extermination. Learning that no one else knows. I don't know how I got to this scene. I was just skimming through, and then I popped up on here. That is an expression and a half. Faggy's so fed up of being in heaven. And then out of nowhere, this idiot, absolute buffoon, walks in. I don't want to hear him. I like the reveal. This is what carries the episode for me, guys. If there's no songs in the episode, this is why it's still good. Because the bloody reveal that we were all waiting for. Absolutely love it. I will, by the way, have to blur when I play the actual scenes because copyright. I'm sorry. I really like how Adam acts. It's good to see how he does not care. He thinks he's completely invincible, untouchable. There is no doubt in his mind that he's the best. Even so much as to just like drop an F-bomb in the court of angels in front of one of the highest ranking angels in the entire West, in the entirety of heaven. He's just got no fear. Honestly, it's admirable. Here we are. My favorite part of the episode, apart from the Vaggy reveal, this is just because it's overall for a part of the episode. This is my favorite part because of how long it is. But for a specific moment that only lasted a short time, it will be the Vaggy reveal. They're all talking to each other. Everyone's having a bit of fun. Apart from, I mean, Nifty's doing what she's doing. Nifty's having fun, man. She's whatever.
Miss Bomb.
I like how he calls her Miss Bomb, but I like to see how this is like the angel and devil on his shoulder here, because on his right, he's got Cherry, who's trying to give him something that isn't very good for him. And then there's Husk, who's really fed up, going like, well, here we go. He's really wants Angel to keep on track with how he's been. He's just so torn at this moment. He knows he shouldn't be doing it, but as a way to indulge and get away, because Val still affects him. It's not just because he's away. Also, I think being outside of the hotel where he feels the most, he might feel the most safe in the hotel because he's protected by Al and Charlie. Or Charlie will do what she can like she does in episode 4, but Al's more keen to actually fight. He feels more safe in the hotel, whereas here, I think he may very much think so, especially when Husk says, concern is a great name for a sex club. I think as soon as he hears that word, he's kind of instantly brought back to, okay, I'm in public, I'm in a bar where I've possibly found Val here. Maybe he found Val in a bar, found Val here in this kind of environment. So maybe if it would have been Cherry and Husk at a bar in the hotel, there would be less of pressure from Cherry because if she showed the drugs, he'd be like, no, it's fine. But I think in this position, it's more of an escape for him because the environment is so familiar and brings back so many memories. Especially, I like Cherry's mannerisms, the way that she's just so keen to make Angel do something. Even though it's a bad thing, it's cool to just see how they've presented her from the pilot till now and how they've changed her in a way. Okay, let's just keep going. Husk, court scene. What is that? Oh god, here we go. Nifty's getting drunk. Look at his happy face. Look at Angel. Cherry's like, come on. Nifty's confused. More dynamic that I like. And I love how Angel treats Nifty as he's more of a babysitter, not like a father figure maybe, but more of an older brother or an older cousin trying to console you. An older cousin that actually cares, not an older cousin that's going to push you about, or an older brother that's just going to beat the hell out of you. Because this is, he's trying his best to do what he can. Instantly, he's like, you want to play the kitty? He's like, what's the first thing they'll shut her up? What does she like doing? And there's a little cute scene. She's like, so cute. She's wasted. Honestly, I was the one guy who laughed at I'm going to blank everyone here. That was me. I was that guy who's laughing at that. Oh god, he pops up. Why does he have to do this every single time? Man. But honestly, what bumped this episode so much up, it's all that stuff with the Vaggie reveal and the interactions between the characters. It's this. It's the way that Angel does not care by this point. He is so keen on keeping his loved ones safe at this point. Don't say anything about Nifty, or I will batter you when I can get the chance. He's just so unapologetically himself right now. Val is not having it. He's just like, this is me. Look at how powerful I am in comparison to you. Screw you. Husk rearing up there as well. Look at him rearing up. Also, what Cherry says when that happens.
Dickhead.
She's trying to say something under her breath, but she also doesn't want to be completely battered by Val. It's just so sad to see how scared people are of him. But he plays it off nice and just tries to have some fun. And then we get more of Adam, who we all love to see. Come on, you love to hate him. And big, massive song number, epic reveal. You gotta love it. Sets up stuff for next episode. And then you get to learn more about how this kind of clues that Emily's gonna uprise. A little bit of that, a little bit of trying to fight back, a bit of Lucifer-ish stuff. She's gonna do a Lucifer. Anyway, next episode. Hell, oh, Rosie. I'm gonna say this was... God, this is gonna be a controversial opinion. I think it was an epic of all epics. Oh, that one hit, didn't it, guys? That one hit. I'm gonna be really honest. I would put it in good episode, but I just like the charm, right? The charm is the only reason it's there. Other than that, just get to it. I saw some of you agreeing with me last time about my opinions on the ranking. All those people have just completely sighed, haven't they? Just leave a comment if you're one of those people who agreed with me last time and agreed with my overall ranking as of up to that point, and then now you've just seen me put this here and you've completely just sighed and gone, are you kidding me? But don't worry, I can save myself, I think. I'll try. We start off with the gang together again. Al's here this time. Look at him with his leg crossed over. What are you doing, dude? God, I just love him so much. But anyway, I love everyone here. They're all just amazing. Even Kiki. Oh, and also just seeing how Pentress reacts to Kiki. Husk speaks complete facts.
Angels are just liars.
Oh, Angel, the burn. I mean, you're also Angel and you're a liar, so technically that applies to you, bud. Pentress, what's up, my dude? Look at him. Alistair's instant. Wow, that was an instant sort of curve of the smile there. Are you something going on? Gone. Hey, bud. Oh, I love this scene so much. This is why I love it. The charm of this episode. Al and Charlie speak, and it's just like, it's like sibling banter between the two. Or maybe father-daughter banter in a way where it's like, just go away, Dad. I don't want to speak to you. I'm emo face. What did I just say? It's very much that kind of aura, and he's not really bothered. He's kicking his little feet. Those hooves. And also Charlie's hooves. It's cool to see those as well. How do you say hooves? Hoofs. Hooves, I don't know. Loving all of it. And then the absolute lore bomb of the secret behind the smile, which I think there might be a little bit more to it than that. But overall, this is probably the important part of the smile.
Keeps your enemies guessing and ensures that no matter what comes your way, you're the one in control.
You bet it, Al. You got this, guy. Al takes advantage of the situation. I know something you don't know. He very much is taking advantage of the fact that Charlie is vulnerable and has no one one beside her. We all knew this. Damn, that guy wants her soul, but he's going to be humble about it. And he's not going to do anything. He's just trying to completely shut down everything that she's trying to put forward. Like, I won't hurt anyone for you. You know, you want my soul? He's trying to shut down every single bit just to get to the bit that he wants. And by relieving some of that pain and stress, Charlie's like, does he want the soul? And when he says, I don't want your soul, I don't want you to hurt anyone, that lowers her guard down then, doesn't it? Because she's lowered her guard down because her main concerns are out the window. There's so many other concerns in her mind that are just as important, but those two are the ones that she picked out. And once they've been shut down, there's no stopping Al at this point. It was bound to happen. Big man here with his stitched smile that I could talk about in another video. He is completely off with it. He's done. He's done the deal. In fact, he's just absolute pain. I feel pain looking at that expression. We get some of this cool stuff. I think I'll talk about this episode less, despite the fact that it was ranked higher. I think there's just so much to go about. I think there's so much in this episode that could be talked about in its own video. I really like this moment between Charlie and Alistair, where Alistair's just trying to enjoy the scenery, and really, he's being a good therapist right now, because Charlie just wants to vent. She's venting to someone, and she trusts Al a little bit, especially because of episode 5. She trusts him. The guard's seriously down on Charlie right now, and she's actually caring about Al, because all of the boundaries have been crossed now, so there's not much left to do. So we just get to see how Al's just looking at the scenery and saying, hello. They're all like, Alistair, is that you? Look at him, that guy in the background. What is that expression from Charlie? But as I was saying, it's just cool to see Alistair being unwilling and unknowingly a therapist. He's just doing all the listening without noticing, and she's getting it all out of her system and coming up with her own conclusions herself. Don't need any of that advice. And I think this is funny, just the way that they're linked, because he's trying to be a gentleman here. Al's trying to be a gentleman, like, come on, I'll link you, like, you know, milady, kind of very chivalrous act. You know, chivalry's not dead to Al. He's very much treating women with respect, which he does. Charlie's just so confused with it, because a lot of the time in hell, people tend to treat everyone as objects, don't they? Everyone is used for pleasure in some way, whether it's power, the other thing, or just in general. Charlie's not used to being treated by, especially a man. I know that's kind of controversial, but I don't care. Especially by a man, it's quite frankly the truth in hell. With such respect, she doesn't really know how to react, so the floppy arm is very much needed here. That's just a small thing that probably wasn't even meant to have happened, but I take it as that way. I think this is more of an unintentional, or if it was intentional, great props to you guys over at the writers team and the illustration team and the animation team and everyone. But even if it was or wasn't intentional, it's a great thing to take from it. And it just shows how media, intentional or not, can create some great, that's what theories are, can create some great things. Great thoughts and opinions. Rosie is up there. I'm gonna do a characters tier list. Let me know if you want me to do a characters tier list ranking. I will 100% do that, and I will ramble on, because Rosie is just an absolute delight, isn't she? She's so weird. She's just got such hospitality as a character, you know? We're all part of a community here. I know you're all sinners, but, I mean, quite frankly, they could have been, like people are saying, there could be a village that went starving in the cold, and they had to all eat each other to survive or something, but they very much have a connection. Everyone has a connection. We see that later on, where they're willing to listen, and if one person's on with it, then most other people are going to be on with it as well. But if one person disagrees with it, they're all going to be very restraintive against doing that thing until that other person is fully agreeing with it, just like Susan is, even if most people don't really like her. Especially even the Cannibal Town leader, Rosie, hit character from hit show HAZBIN Hotel, doesn't like Susan, but still has to wait for her opinion. My stars. It's lovely to see a little wave, and how many people, Mimsy, so many people are happy to see Alistair, and quite frankly, I think Vox is also happy to see Alistair back. You know, he's got that, he's very envious, very envious and jealous of Al, and quite possibly upset because of the way that he might have got treated by Al. It's very clear, especially in the finale, that they were friends at some point. So many people have had a reaction to him coming back. It's not like, apart from Carmilla and that, everyone else seems to be very interested in Al coming back. He seems to have this sort of aura around him that people want to be around, but you don't understand why or how that happens. But you see how Rosie gets so close to him, and Al's alright with that. Obviously, he doesn't really like people touching him. So when Rosie does it, it's very much a sign of friendship and shows that both of them are comfortable around each other. Many people are saying they sit down on a Sunday and they gossip, right? That's been happening. It's been like, maybe Rosie's just pretending here, and while Alice has been gone for 7 years, they've just been meeting up every Sunday to gossip over tea. She's like, oh, Alistair, couldn't guess you in here, you know, like, oh, I've got something to tell you, got some gossip, which she tells him in a minute anyway, that there's a guy with territory who can't, you know, who needs help, so he can make a deal. It's just cool to see people comfortable with Al, and as we get throughout the season, we see more and more people, and Charlie, even at the end, Al is comfortable with Charlie. Ace in the hole, love that joke. Actually laughed at it more than I should have laughed at it, to be honest. It was quite funny, and it's cool to see how Al's just like, this is Charlie, this is her, here she is, here it is. More of an object there, picking her up like a chair. Here it is. Can you just grab that for me? Look at that expression. We get this motherly sort of vibe. More, actually, no, it's Auntie Rosie, isn't it? It's like, tell Annie Rosie. It is a motherly vibe, but like, there's not, like, you can't really say an auntie vibe, can you? So yeah, motherly vibe. They share information, very much shows how close they are. So I think she definitely knew Al, because Al doesn't show up after 7 years, and then Rose is instantly like, it's you. Here's something that I found out. They must be doing this regular. She's known for a while. Anyway, we discussed the plan. Vaggie goes being very independent on her own. And honestly, it sounds like I'm like, oh, I'm so proud of Vaggie. But genuinely, yeah, it's cool to see her on her own, doing her own thing, getting around, doing what she's sent to be doing by, obviously, the princess, by Charlie, but still being on her own, seeing how she handles herself while being an individual and being isolated. And honestly, I didn't think up until now of how smart Carmilla actually is. She knows, even though Vaggie's like, come on, just help us, there's so many benefits, but then Carmilla also sees the negatives, which, although I'm like positive channel and all that, you do have to see the negatives sometimes, because you need to assess and be like, okay, the positives are great, but is it worth all the negatives? You have to consider the negatives. Though you don't want to think about them, and you want to stay positive, which I always tell you to do at the end of every video, you still have to weigh up the negatives to make a positive decision. If you weigh up the negatives, the one with the least amount of negatives is probably the best option. And once you found that by weighing up the negatives, you can then pick the presumably most positive option. So it very much goes hand in hand. It's just cool to see how Carmilla sees the risks, and she wants to help, but she knows what will happen if she does. So it has to be in a very coordinated manner as to keep it silent. Gotta love Rosie's little talk to Charlie here as well. Just, here's how you handle my people. They very much work as a collective. Also the way that she rounds them all up, like, listen up, bought me. But yeah, Charlie tries her best. Susan jumps in. Oh, here she is. Susan. Funniest joke in the entire show there. Ladies and gentlemen, and non-binary friends, there it is. The most wonderful, epicest joke. I don't know where I was going. I'm very much all over the place. There was no punchline. Charlie gets mad. Hella mad. Hell of a mad. Very epic battle scene. Fight scene. Well, it's more of a training scene, isn't it? It's not a fight scene.
All your sisters.
Boom. Wait, what? What? I didn't get the memo. You knew. I am short on time, so therefore I shall just say this was very satisfying to watch. And I like seeing both of the characters develop, because you never thought you'd see more Carmilla. It's also nice to see that she puts her hair down right after Vaggie says, I'm always fine with long hair. So it evens it out. And she's showing to Vaggie, she's proving to her that you don't need all of these advantages to be able to fight. You don't need to have short hair. You don't need to have all this training and be fighting every single day like you used to when you were in heaven. All you need to know is know where to hit, know where the weaknesses are, and then you'll be sorted. Just put all your effort into, obviously, fighting for those that you love. But yeah, lovely. Fighting. I see you're driven, blah, yo, da. That's for another video. Therapist moment with Rosie. And she very much is, she's not like an Alistair just letting her rant. She actually gives a bit of advice, which makes her realize, obviously this isn't the realization moment, but this is kind of like, do I think that moment? But it is just a great freeze frame to pause on. It makes her think, and she eventually comes to the conclusion and realizes it's not all that bad. Blah de blah, loving it. Al's been stood there the entire time, probably singing songs. It'd be cool to see a bit where the little side things, where when they went off, it's like what the other characters were doing while this was happening. We'd see the dynamic between Husk and Pentious and the Egg Boys and Angel while they were building the reinforcements. And I'd like to see a clip of them going off and then Al singing to everyone to keep them engaged. Like, just neat little things like that I think would be cool. If any fan animators would do that, that would be a dream come true. But obviously animation is a lengthy process and blah. I understand. I can throw ideas on the table while also subliminally realizing how much effort goes into doing the things that you do. Epic song. I mean, what? I would rank this song a bleep because I'm not gonna say it yet. Gotta love Rosie joining in, and then all the cannibals, and then Alice joining, and then more bonding between them two. I didn't know that this was a freeze frame in the video. I didn't know Alice was stood. I think like he's not stood very well. I don't think he's very happy to be stood next to Susan right now. She's just like, although she just started enjoying the song halfway through, she's like, still got that look on her. And then Al, you can't really tell what expression it has, but in my head, Al's expression is like, oh god. It's cool to see them both meet in the street as well. It's like, I got the army, you got the weapons. Together, we make a lethal combo, as Moxie would say. They make up, and obviously I can't comment on the wings because it's part of the song, but it moves it on forward. Anyway, story, plots. They've been bonding a little bit. We started seeing the bonding in episode 3, didn't we, really? It's been since then. And also Nifty, and everyone's, and the smile, you know, you can see there, Pentious smiling, Angel smiling, can't really see Husk, but it's like, Nifty's a psycho, but, you know, we're happy to see her. That was amazing clothes. It deserves that spot. And now, the one and the only, the show must go on, final episode. It's going in. Wow, that is a cool episode. And sorry, Masquerade, I'm an action fan. Now, of course, there's a lot wrong with this episode. And you know what? I'm gonna shut up. I love this episode. This was an amazing episode for me. But I'm gonna be really honest here. This segment is gonna be probably one of the shortest. You know why? Because I'm gonna make a full video about this, hopefully. I might not, I might. But just know that there's so much to talk about. So I'm not downplaying it, putting it at the top for the action, that's it. There's genuinely things in this episode that I really love, but I just don't have the time right now to talk about. So there's your explanation. You didn't need one, but I'm giving you one. We'll love to see it. Hope you guys enjoy this little short analysis I have. Captain Crunch, he pops up. Cool to see a little montage. I like the way they use the montage, just like Vox is watching it. So, you know, instead of having like a montage, music and stuff, they've used Vox as the transition. It's him watching them all. It's a quick way to transition between, you know, the short run time, but also they've got a lot done in this time, trust. The Vox. Yeah, great one, buddy. Quick little speech, and it's from the heart, and you know what? I would go over everyone. Just fun to see it out. Nifty's gone mad, but when she does start talking, everyone sort of smiles, and though Cherry is not smiling at the time, by the end of the episode, she is joyful and happy to be in this community. Lovely to see everyone, and all the bonding that happens in these little spots. This part where everyone's drinking, they're making eye contact like mad, just saying. Cherry's chilling Cherry, you know. Alistair has his little soppy moment. Oh, he's getting all soppy. He would kill me for that. The sadistic moment, it's just the two insane maniacs and quite frankly losers having a little chill session. And by chill session, I mean absolutely sadistic, but that's their definition of chill. I also like the little reprise of Loser Baby that's in the background of the scene. You can barely hear it, but it's very noticeable. Just search it up on YouTube. It's lovely. Actually put it in the card. There you go. Bang. Look at that. Miss Bomb. Cherry. Oh, you see, he tries so hard, but he just can't get there. Come on. Tensions. I was so rude for him. Oh, by that point, I was so upset. More upset than obviously I know now what happens, but Charlie's little sad moment, you know, it's not all about these happy, go-lucky, we're gonna win. But then there's also, even when she's trying to be positive, she's still like, in case we don't. So seeing that fully shown behind closed doors, that she's genuinely scared for everyone's safety, and not even her own, everyone else's, is great. Reprise that I don't have the capacity to listen to right now. Guys, do you know what happens after this scene? God, it's so cute. I just want to go. I'm gonna make fun of Adam. Adam, I hate you. God, I love you, but I just can't right now, Adam. Lute, I hate you. God, why are you so vulgar? Damn it, this is also kind of cool. Yeah, get him, Adam. I was severely shocked and I got severe goosebumps when I just simply seeing where the portal spawns in. I got goosebumps from that. Alone. I didn't even see the clump of people down here. And the amazing suits. Honestly, the designers, great job of giving everyone their own individuality kind of thing. Like Vaggie, I don't really know where this sort of design comes from, but it fits her, which is all that really matters. Charlie has this more, and it also shows that she doesn't have a weapon. She's only on a shield, and the shield is like the apple and the seraphim. And I don't really know much about the dress itself, but it's something to, I see the love heart, so I guess it kind of symbolizes Charlie's sort of connection to how she wants to keep everything positive. And also, I think that's more of an apple core down there, especially because when I said Lucifer's build is like an apple core, this dress makes me think much of an apple core, so I think that's how it links to Charlie. So I don't know with Vaggie. Nifty is just the maid. Husk is like, I just can't bother being here. I'm just here to fight. Angel is bringing him back to that mob boss days, because that's a mafia type of suit there, isn't it? Because the Tommy gun, the drum gun or whatever. God, that's a Fortnite reference, Jesus. The Tommy gun, as they say, is very present in the mafia, isn't it? And the spider webs as well, thinking of how he's in a web of crime and he's got a web of connections as he did in his life. That's why he's a spider. That's also cool. The connotations, even just him as a character and how it connects to his real life anyway, his human life, but also the suit that he's wearing right now very much symbolizes where his background came from, because of that suit and tie and stuff like that. Pentius's resembles a bit of Napoleon, doesn't it? I think that's where it's meant to go. That's what's so great about it. I think his is obviously my favorite. I can't really pinpoint where Cherry's comes from. I don't know where this sort of stripy suit stuff comes from, but overall I can see with Husk, obviously it shows his personality very well. Nifty shows the personality very well because they're not really bothered about changing. That's connecting to his human life. This shows how he wants to be a leader, and I don't really know about that, and I don't really know about Vaggie, but I can kind of theorize about Charlie. So we've pretty much got a good basis on why they chose these designs for everyone. So if you have anything about Vaggie or any concrete evidence of Charlie's or any Cherry, that'd be great for their designs. This is also a great bit because I love how they're watching. That's epic. This like reaction video stuff, isn't it? But you're getting the reaction video simply from Vox. It's like like if you had a 3-person reaction channel, but only one person was actually interested. That's a great idea though, isn't it? I love how they only react to the big bits, like when Alistair goes down or when Nifty kills Adam. So to have a reaction channel where there's one guy who's over enthusiastic about every single little fine detail, but then there's the other two who only react to the certain moments where things get really deep, that would be a perfect, I would watch that channel. Cannibals are running in, and even for just a little bit of a scene, I can't really show it, but there's designs for those cannibals. Look at that. Epic. Even if it's blurred as well. The goosebumps are rising. It's happening. Oh no. Boom! Oh, I'm basically a prune at this point, right? I am gone. Yeah. Boom. Like bugs, idiots. Whatever. Bombs. The realization as well of Adam being like, wait a minute, they could kill us with their own weapon. God, I might as well just turn it on me myself now. It's just to see them all running and honestly smiling, having fun. This is fun for them. They're just killing people and no one dies. None of the main characters actually die from a skill-based failure. The only person who dies, and I think this is a really controversial thing, I'll say it about in a minute. The only person who's very close to nearly dying because of skill would be Alistair, because Pentius's wasn't really skill. It was just the fact that the way that he's previously built something doesn't really align because it's too noticeable and things like that. I don't think his skill equates to the fact that he perished in that moment, if that makes sense. Because obviously no one else dies to an angel. Actually, no, never mind. Vaggy's very much with that. Vaggy has the point where she nearly dies because of her skill entirely. It's only her skill that gets her into that position. Whereas people like Alistair and Pentius, who nearly perished, that wasn't because of their skill. That was because of the fact that they were in the wrong position at the wrong time, or they underestimated, or there's something to do with their equipment. Even Charlie, she was caught off guard, wasn't she? She was whacked by Adam and then put down. She didn't really have the chance to fight. And when she did fight, it wasn't max skill, was it? Because we've already established that Charlie isn't at full form. There's a lot to say. Let's just say the only reason it's my favorite episode is because all of the action in the episode is absolutely phenomenal. The scene of him popping up, and then honestly, I screamed, right? What? Alistair was Adam. The class difference between these two, and yet this little smiling friend here. Smiling friends? What? I've never watched that before. Should I watch it? Tell me down below. Just seeing the difference between the two in power scaling, and then he's like, nah, I'd win. Obviously, we have that point where Vox is very happy to see it because he wants to see him perish, or so he says. Anyway. Boom! God, what is even worse than a raisin at this point? You've got to prune a raisin. What's even more shriveled up by the fact that I've been completely drained of any sort of remnants of my past self before I got the goosebumps, and the goosebumps got more and more, and then I'm just overproducing dopamine, and I'm completely entranced in the moment that I'm so excited for this to happen, right? I am absolutely flabbergasted that it's happening. Then with this quote, jeez, man, you're really cooking. God. And the epic scenes. Dude, I'm an idiot. You wanna know why? I thought he got hit. I didn't know he dodged. I like paused it and went, no. And then I was like, if you just didn't pause then, Cryptid, you would have seen, right? How freaking cool this guy. I can't play the full clip, but oh my God, it deserves its own video. Here's my controversial thing though. Okay, it gets controversial because I'll just say it quick. I need to say it quick. Okay, Alistair was not fully trying. Oh God, I felt it. I felt the pain. Alistair wasn't trying his hardest. All right, I'm saying it. Alistair wasn't trying his hardest. He was dodging. He was underestimating Adam because he thought he's so inexperienced. He barely even fights anyway. I think Alistair already knew about the weaknesses that Angels had, that they fight open with every swing. I think he already knew about that, and he really underestimated Adam's power. If you think about it, Alistair landed one hit on Adam and then threw him. Adam landed one hit and it wasn't even direct. Adam was not controlling the blast, whereas Alistair controls his tentacles, so when Alistair hit him with a tentacle shot, he controls that tentacle. That's a part of him, basically an extra arm, whereas Adam just sort of flings something a certain way with a lot of force and it knocked him out, right? You guys are really gonna disagree, but you know, it's my opinion. I'm an Alistair fan. You're an actual Alistair stan, bro. I'm sorry. I just think that if Alistair would have used what he used before with those tentacles when he was killing the angels, just kept that angelic weapon in one of his tentacles, he could have killed Adam in an instant, right? When he hit him with that one through the floor, it went ching. If he had an angelic dagger at the end of that, boom, stabbed him through the jaw. Already disabled then. Just slash, springs, bangs, boom, stab him and he's dead, right? I'm sorry to say it. He was holding back. See, he just chucks him. Dude, he's not even trying. Okay, I'm done now. The controversy's done. I saw a reaction video to this and the guy guy, Alistair retreated. A lot of people were like, he's retreated, come on. But this one guy was like, you know what? It takes guts to know when to retreat. And that gave me validation. It's so sad, right? It's sad that I got validation from a reaction YouTuber about a character that everyone's just hating on because he's overpowered, right? And everyone's like, come on, Alistair, you know, he's just this guy. Why is everyone just simping for him? Why is everyone so all about Alistair? And I'm one of those. So I'm one of those people who's addicted to the Alistair grind and his character kind of thing. So to see a little bit of someone else agreeing that it was right to retreat was great. I like to see how Adam's powers panned out. Like, you know, he has this many powers. That's cool. Pentious' very unfortunate demise. It's worth looking at, isn't it? It's worth seeing. Fire. Oh no. Bang! Oh, rip. Poor guy. Honestly, I think I'm one of the people who think that it was the angelic blast that got him to heaven. Like, he didn't fully die. But that's like the redemption blast sort of thing. I don't really know, though. It's either he did redeem himself, and that was an angelic weapon that he used in power form. But he says it's holy light, like pure holy light. And what makes me wonder is, if he was killed by an exterminator with a dagger, or a sword, or a spear, would he have still gone to heaven? Or would he just be permadeath? The way that he presents it, because the writers did it in a specific way, right? If he was purely there to be killed and gone to heaven because of redemption, they would have just had an angelic weapon kill him, really. They wouldn't put Adam in a position where he would have to use that massive blast to kill him. I feel like the blast was intentional. It wasn't just for comedic effect or the fact to show how strong Adam is. I think that blast in particular was used to show us that it's not the weapons and it's not the redemption. Maybe. Like, obviously, it's still possible. Everything's possible. I'm saying one of the possibilities that I don't fully believe in, but I believe it's redemption, but I also believe in this as well, that it could have been the holy light. Let's keep going. Charlie goes absolute demon mode. She's not even fully demon mode at this point, is she really? I don't think that's what the general consensus is. Dazzle's immediately gone, and honestly, it's good to see a fight that doesn't use powers, right? This was very adrenaline filled. Just Adam taking the piss here. I'm gonna go through this pretty quick now and just say that there's a lot to talk about, and I want to talk about all these different things in their own context and in their own way. But for the episode ranking, just know that I loved when Lucifer showed up, and I loved how they fought. I loved the comedy, especially the I am going to you, and then everyone's reaction, even Bal's reaction, that was funny. Credit where credit is due and all that. And yeah, the whole thing, Adam whining, nifty stab, Luke's reaction to Adam and how Adam reacts to seeing Luke before he dies, everyone else's reaction to the thing. Brandon, hey Brandon, how's it going, buddy? Big song number. I can't talk about that because it was in the song, but I can talk about the big man's redemption. He's gone to heaven. We love him for it, don't we? The squeak as well. Dude, gotta love all of this. Lilith shows up and we get a tease for season 2, and that is the end. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I appreciate it. Make sure to click the video on screen that best suits you. The one on the right was picked by YouTube just for you, and the one on the left is my most recent video. This is a very calm outro, isn't it? Yeah, but yeah, stay positive. Tell me if you want to see any more analysis, because I love analysis videos, really. I do love doing analysis videos, so I'd love to do some more. Goodbye.